Welcome to Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas for the Texas Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas, the first road course race of the 13 race regular season. As we're going to go over rules. "26 laps. Stages are 8, 8, and should be fun. 8, 8, 10, 26 laps at Circuit of the Americas. 8 guys are here right now. Should be interesting. Because this was a 10-person race. Martinsville was only 8, so it'd be top 5, 8 over here. Should be fun. Do not kill anyone. And we are ready. The countdown. We are green flag at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Into turn 1, Fly will get the lead. At the start, no, there goes Moose with a huge run. Moose hit the wall a bit. Moose will try to pull away the lead side by side for P1. Very close racing. Who will edge out ahead? It will be Fly, but South is also there. Fly gets overtaken, South to P1. Unless Fly has a chance. All over the place, there goes Moose. Moose to the lead. And he's trying to pull ahead. Remember, there's no draft at this track. The only way you're catching up is running a better line than the person you're trying to race. Oh, South hit the wall. Gatorade got into him. And also, that's my guy to watch today. Gatorade, watch him today. Should be a contender in this race. This has actually probably been his best track this season, as Moose leads them into the S's. Most important part of the track, it sets you up perfect. As there goes Gatorade trying to get the lead. Inside, new leader. It's going to be Gatorade at Coda. And there goes Moose right back at it. Banny gives him a little bump. Gatorade into the wall. Everyone hits the wall there. Oh, there's a car behind them. I don't know who that was, but they did flip. They saved it. We're gonna stay green. Was that Fly, I think? Yeah, it was Fly. He saved it. We kept going. Oh my god, a huge pile up. As the drag race to lead lap 1, it will be South leading lap 1. As South takes the lead. Not anymore. There goes Moose and Gator. Here on lap 2. Stage ends lap 8. You have to pit. I mean, I'm assuming either you go for the stage points, try to pit early maybe, try to short pit it, have a better chance of winning the stage. Avoid all the chaos on the pit road, because there definitely will be with how tight the pit road is. Moose and Gatorade in the wall. Gatorade gets a 1 of 3. As there goes Gatorade, almost trying to clear. South and Bandy get into each other. Moose just fell all the way back with contact from the 1. I see Moose fell all the way back. These two, Nightfall, first start of the season. As it goes Bandy trying to get the lead. They're side by side. Can Gatorade hold off? There goes South in the body armor car. South pulls through. South leads. This Gatorade can come back. Both hit the wall. Gatorade put South in the wall a bit there. Gatorade back. As you see South get into P2. I think Moose will be able to get back in this race. It's gonna take a few laps. Gatorade hits the wall again. That's gonna hurt him. As South is just trying to pull the lead back. Get back into the lead. There goes Bandy sending it in. Gatorade pulling to the lead. There goes South. South gives him a bump. Can South take the lead? I think. Oh, Gatorade in the wall. That gives South the lead. Gatorade hits the CC wall and is a new leader in South. Let's take a look at that battle real quick between these three. As Gatorade is just sending his life out. There goes Moose with payback. Storm turns him. What is happening back there? Moose hits a CC wall. Chaos throughout the pack. As South just gonna pull away with the lead. Massive lead for South now. As Chris and Nightfall are somehow 21 seconds back, and it is lap 3. It is lap 3, and they are so far back. Where's Chris? That is a massive gap. As you see South, Bandy ran high there. That's going to give South the edge. As Moose spun in the back. And Storm passes him. Now so does Gatorade. As South and Bandy fight for the lead on lap 4, halfway done with the stage. Does anyone think Gatorade just spun in the sand pit? So the real contenders are struggling right now, especially knowing this race could go green all the way if they stay clean. South and Bandy and Fly. I think Fly's a good contender in this, trying to win his 3rd race of the season. Fly was the favorite entering this race. And here goes Bandy. Side by side with South. Bandy takes the lead. On lap 4, can South get the lead back? On his side, giving him a push, and Bandy still has it. South now side by side for the lead, going in to the next turn. Bandy clears. South with a crossover. South is there, pushes Bandy. They hit each other, and Bandy clears. See Fly trying to get back into this race. Very fast car. Same with Gatorade. And Nightfall is apparently 54 seconds left. There goes South for the crossover. They run each other highs. There's Nightfall. 54 seconds back from the leaders. He's just trying to make sure he doesn't get kicked out the SCS. If he started a race and finished it, he stays in the SCS without getting kicked out because he will meet the start requirement. As Bandy and South. Really good battle for the lead. I think Fly actually is coming back. You can see him. He's getting closer in the mirror. Oh, Bandy runs wide. South had a perfect entry in that corner. And South now takes the lead back. Bandy hits a wall that gives South an even bigger lead. As Bandy falls 1 second back. Oh, Bandy has trouble braking. What is Bandy doing? Bandy is completely spun around. Bandy has lost so much time and lost the position. It is now Fly. He gained 2 seconds last lap. Can he get the South? Top 7 get stage points. Because this was a 10-person race originally. South trying to get some points. Homestead winner. Won the Super Speedway race. Dominated it. Did really good at Martinsville last week. All the momentum was on him and Fly's side. As Fly is really closing the gap. I want to take a look at Fly right now. As you see Bandy in his rearview mirror. He's about the same length to Fly as Fly is to South. So I want to see what South does. Fly breaks late. That gives him a better chance of catching up to South. See, he really is. Fly is there. As you see, I'm pretty sure, is that Moose? It is Moose. We're having a Gatorade. There's Gatorade. I mean, everyone's there. Oh, Bandy and Fly get into each other for a second. Everyone really starting to close the gap on the South. Nightfall hasn't even crossed the line yet. I think he pit. Oh, Bandy the wall. He says he has lag. He spins. South is the first pitter of the day. I think with Nightfall, I don't know. I think Nightfall is just slow. Nightfall is slow. He's the first car lap down. As South is the first car on pit road, does anyone follow him? No, Moose had gotten a Bandy. That gives Storm another spot. So that puts South and Fly in a great spot, knowing them four got into each other. So we're going to watch this battle real quick. I think this is the battle for second now, if I'm not mistaken. Because South just pit. As Nightfall is a lap down. As Bandy, Gatorade, Storm fight for a spot. This is for third. Because South hit. I mean, South is back there. He just got into the S's. Bandy really close to that wall there. I mean, Bandy's a really good car. Can he catch up to Moose? Can he be the best car for Moose Motorsports today? I mean, Fly's definitely the best car on the track. I wouldn't even say that. I would say South is the best car on the track right now. As South is cruising through the field. He already passed Chris, so Nightfall just sucks. But as long as Nightfall gets his start, he is good, and he's getting his start. Looks like Moose is closing. Moose Bandy, the pack of 4, is closing, and South is closing on all of them. As you see South up there. Oh, Fly spun! As I expect Fly to pit this time by, I don't know. Depends what he looks like on fuel. He stays out. If you run out, it's a DNF. If you get stopped on the track, it's a DNF. Does Moose pit? Moose does not pit. Is anyone gonna pit? It looked like Bandy might have tried. But it looked like Storm kind of took him out. My Storm and Bandy trying to get to each other. Where's South at? South is running perfect right now. I was going to watch the battle for 3rd between Bandy and... Oh no, Bandy! Way up high. What does Bandy do? Bandy just cost himself. As Moose laps Nightfall. Again. That gives Storm 3rd. Bandy is struggling. There goes Fly. Fly the first one there. As you see Moose. Moose is closing. Moose is a good car today. And a nice looking scheme for the most part. As there's Nightfall. He would be running 3rd, but unfortunately, I think he's 2 laps down. He is 2 laps down. As a bunch of the field is saying that they're going to pit this time by. So expect chaos. Your goal, do not wreck on pit road. It is very tight, so I don't want to be with someone on pit road. Like, as Gatorade just sends Nightfall, Moose is closing on Fly. So pit road's going to be huge here. Getting a clean entry as they come to the final lap of the stage. South is in a perfect position right now to win the stage. Because I think everyone's going to come this time by. You either pit on lap 8, which is very risky, because if you miss that, you run out of fuel, basically, unless you turn around. Lose a lot of time. As Fly, clean, on a pit road. Moose missed pit road. I don't think he want to pit. I think he's just going to try to win the stage on pit road, maybe. Hopefully he has enough fuel. It's stage white. Because half the field just pit. So that's the white flag for the stage. As a bunch of the field just pit. Nightfall has tons of fuel. He could stay out as long as he wants to. This is the stage white. South. Fly got out before South. South must have had a horrible pit stop because Fly got out way before him. Fly had a horrible hit there. I think Moose might win the stage because he stayed out. He's just going to try to win it on pit road. Someone spun back there. I don't know who that was. That Bandy? No. I saw one car. I think that might have been Fly. Yeah, it was Fly. Gatorade just passed him. Where's South? South is behind both of them. Really confusing look here. We stay green. Will Moose win the stage, maybe? Because he'll try to win it on pit road. Because he can't, I don't know if he can make another lap unless he saved the entire time. So I don't know if Moose will pit. It's going to be a close race. Actually, I think Moose's box is not. Because, like, look, Moose's box is right there. It's right before the line. So he won't win the stage. on pit road. I mean, he can. Depends on how long his pit stop takes. We'll see if he pits. I expect him to pit. Yeah, he does. Does he win the stage off pit road? It's Fly. Fly just has to get there, get to the line before Moose finishes his pit stop. As you see, Moose's stall is right there. So does Fly win the stage? Fly pushing. Does Moose finish his stop? Moose gets their first Moose win stage. Moose gets the stage, and stage 2 is now underway. Fly is now your leader. South gets third in the stage. Moose had a horrible entry there, so Fly keeps on going. As Ken Fly gets back the lead he has, there goes Moose right there. South is in third. Moose does inside. Heavy brake, Fly pulls away. As Fly and Moose, there's only been one warning so far because they're so separated. Besides, I think Bandy and Storm are right next to each other. We're gonna watch this battle real quick. Let's try with Storm really quick because this is like the first time we're gonna need it. And I don't really think we're gonna need penalties. The second I say it, they've been clean. Storm hits the wall, so does Bandy. As the battle for the lead picks up. Remember, it's the first to finish lap 16, so it will say 17 whenever we know our stage winner. And it's a 10-lap dash to the finish. Here in the 26th lap Circuit of the Americas race. Can I say that? Moose, can he get the fly? This is the battle for the points lead, by the way. That's how much of an impact this has, as this could determine who leads points after this race. Remember, it was only 8 points entering this race. I'm gonna fact check that. It was 9 points. So Moose had a 9-point lead as there goes Moose around. That is why Moose pit and stayed out. He needs that extra point over Fly and a playoff point. Moose hasn't actually lost the points lead since Season 5 at Kentucky. He's held it ever since that race. Can Fly get there? Fly is right there to his bumper. South is actually getting back into this battle, as Nightfall is just trying to finish. 2 laps down. As, I mean, they're just trying not to make contact. Moose just said, just ask Fly, do not get into each other, because South is right there. They're all coming back into this race. They do not want them back into this. As South is there. The second Moose says that because he noticed South was coming back into this race. So he told Fly, do not touch each other, because getting into each other really hurts their speed there. See, that is why Moose is being so clean. The second I say that, he gives the bumper to Fly. Side by side. Fly won't let him go. They're side by side. Fly runs wide. Now Moose has the lead. And South will be right there on the attack. So the top three are within 3.2 seconds of each other. And then there's Bandy, Storm, and Gatorade. I don't know where Gatorade went. Gatorade is all the way back there. Remember, the stage ends once they finish lap 16. And that's a 10-lap dash to the finish. Here at Coda. As Moose is just pulling away from Fly now. Cruising. Trying to get his first actual SCS race win. He's won the last 2 clashes, but has not won an actual regular season or playoff race. Can he do it today? I mean, it really looks like he can. As a second to say that, Fly and South is starting to close. I mean, South has been coming back ever since he pit. He pit early, and it really costed him by the looks of it. I see South is a really late breaker into that turn. That is how he's gaining so much time. He breaks really late into these turns, and he's coming back into this. South is there, and so is Fly. His Moose is starting to mess up a little bit. You see Bandy and Storm up there. Can South get back in this race? We're going to watch Bandy and Storm really quick. As there's Gatorade, and I don't know, Chris is a minute back. Chris has been struggling, but he's just here to get points. Actually, he's in the chase right now, which is top 8 in points. So if he can finish there, I mean, he'd be in the playoffs. So it'd be really good for him. As Fly gained a lot in that corner. Fly is right there. Fly gained a lot of time. In that one corner, South lost a lot of time as well. Fly just lost it all hitting the wall there. As Moose cruises on. There you go. Nightfall just gave me a word that he will DNF from this race. I mean, he still gets minimum points with a huge. He's 1 point right now. As it's a matter of who picks first now. Another question is, so does someone try to be like Peyton as Fly's there? Fly hit the CC wall. And that gets South back into this race. And Bandy. Moose with a horrible entry. So South got even closer. This is going to be a great race to the finish. A lot of respect being shown from the drivers to each other. Besides, like, lap 1. Only one warning has to be given so far, and that was Gatorade put Moose in the wall, and Moose came right back from that. Moose is actually beating Gator by a while. Gatorade just got into that turn. Gatorade is battling Chris, who's about a minute back. You actually see him right there. Gator had high hopes for this race. So not a great finish for Gatorade. Unless we get a caution, which is still possible. Only way I see it, though, is if we get... a car runs out of fuel, because they're so far apart that they really can't wreck. As Fly is closing, South lost some time. I don't know if Bandy's gaining. Bandy's 14 seconds back. Storm is 18. Gatorade and Chris just hit the finish line. Side by side for the lead. Fly takes it back. Fly now leads. He's been dominating these race wins. Can he get his third one of today? Only 5 races into the season. He already has 13 playoff points. I mean, he's a championship favorite over Moose right now. If he can keep up racking up these race wins. As he takes the lead. Here's about 3 laps to go at the line for the stage. Fly runs it long. Moose can't get this inside. So that's going to be this battle. South just pit. South's our first taker. As the pit cycle's underway again. As Fly trying to pull away, South lost. So what happened to South? Wait, South pit. Never mind. Can Moose get back to Fly? He's there. He hit him. I give Fly a good boost. Can Moose get back at him again? He's on his outside. Very clean battle for the lead. Storm is 41 seconds back, and he didn't pit. South beat him, and he didn't pit. Unless Storm did pit. I don't know if he did. I'm gonna get confirmation. Did Storm pit? Yeah, Storm did pit. So now it is Fly and Moose. And Bandy just said he's gonna pit. Gator's 1 minute and 25 seconds back. He might not even be lapped because this is a 2 minute and around 10-second laps. I mean, the pace is probably 15 seconds at the minute as Moose lost some time there. Bandy is full send into a wall. Is this battle? Will they be together at the end of this race, fighting for the race win? We'll find out. It'll be interesting to see what happens. As Fly pits. So will Moose run the same strategy again to sweep the stages and keep the points lead? The points lead is currently 10 points after stage 1. So just watch that battle for the rest of the season. Moose said he's gonna try to make this a 2-stop race, and if he made this a 2-stop race, try to pull a Peyton win on fuel strategy. As Bandy and Fly both pit. As we're just gonna go on board with Moose. That's the onboard with Moose. We might keep the onboard with them. I want to see how Fly and South are doing. Fly Bandy South. So South lost. I mean, he really didn't lose anything, no matter how much Moose loses. As does he skip again? We'll see. Chris said he's going to pit this time by. Moose stays out. As white flag for the stage, Chris gets a lap down. But he hasn't pit yet, so... We'll watch about it for a second. As Fly's pulling away, we're going to look at the gap this time by 28 seconds, but Moose hasn't pit yet. I think Moose will probably run the same strat last time and not lose the lead this time. Because he wasn't in the lead last time when he pit. Fly was, so that really ended up being a difference. Bandy's having a good run. He's had to dealt with lag a lot today. As you can see there, that was probably lag. I don't know what he's doing. That is definitely lagging. I jinxed him. Of South took a position. He just lost so much time. He's still here. He just stopped on the track unless he ran out of fuel. He didn't. As receipt from Moose pits. Bandy disconnected. As Moose pits. As Bandy will merge back into this race. As Moose stage winner. And the final stage is now underway at Coda. 10-lap dash to the finish. We're going to see what happens. South and Storm tied at the line. I mean, the ticker reads South led, so I guess South leads. Bandy will merge right behind. That's actually a perfect situation for Bandy. Very good racing so far. I mean, very clean. For the most part, Bandy will merge. I think Storm and South are going to get into it. If there's a caution, it comes through this pack. And really, they can't pile up. And one would just have to flip. As Moose just did a wheelie. I don't know if you saw that, but Moose did a wheelie. We'll see what happens. I mean, Bandy would actually be on 17, right? No, he'd be on 17. The timer's all messed up right now. Apologies for that, but it happens. With 8 laps to go, Bandy merged again to this pack, and I'm gonna watch this pack really closely because I have a feeling they're gonna try to get a caution, or they're just gonna get a caution. And I think a caution will probably come from this pack if we get one. I don't think we will though. As Moose tries to pull away from Fly. Moose is right there. Fly is right there. Actually, it's gap's closed. Chris went a lap down this time by. As Moose tries to sweep. I mean, this actually be his first ever clean sweep. This be his first ever SCS race win that isn't a clash. And it would really expand his points lead. As you see, Moose and Fly are there. As these three continue to battle. They're side by side. Storm turned Chris. They get into the wall. Unless there's a battle for the lead, which there isn't right now, we're going to stay here. As South gets into Bandy. As it is these 3 cars battling for third. With about 7 laps to go. Now, I mean, can you win the race on pit road? Who knows? Because if you pit in the wrong box, it's a drive-through. If you can't do your drive-through, it's like a 1-lap penalty. Basically, I don't know how much it'd be at Coda, but pit road closes with 2 laps to go anyway in this race. Because it's the race end and not the stage end. As Gatorade spins. I see Gator trying to race all over the place. As Storm and South fighting for third, Bandy fell back a little bit. As the battle for the lead starting to pick up, we'll go there. Moose and Fly with 7 laps to go at the line when they hit it. As Fly just did a wheelie. So that gives Moose the lead back. side by side now for P1. Bandy spun. Some car just hit the wall back there. That was Storm. Storm hit the wall all the way back at the line. Storm said he's going to pit. This time by. Last pit stops of the day. Can Moose stretch this race out? That's been his goal. He said his goal was a two-stop strategy. We're going to see what happens. As they are losing a lot of time. These people. Bandy just gave up at this point. South just hit the CC wall. So Bandy overtakes them. And meanwhile, these two just going at it. As they are right there, fly back into the lead. The other pack is catching up as we speak. No, I think Storm and... I don't know, that wasn't Storm. I thought some car just ran way up into the wall. And they're side by side for P1. There will be a first-time winner today, as Peyton won last year's Coda. I don't think anyone in the field's won an SCS road course race so far. Zen qualified, but he couldn't make the race. Same with Oscar. As Moose just lost the lead, we're going to go back to this battle. As they are just reckless driving all over the place. Now we have the battle pick up between Fly and Moose. As Moose takes the lead back. What a pass. Storm said he's going to pit this time by. We're going to watch his entry real quick. Make sure it's clean. It is. Bandy hit the wall. Back at the start-finish line. As Moose and Fly. They're actually coming back. Let's see Bandy. 14 seconds. I don't know if they'll get back into this. I don't know if there's enough time to gain 15 seconds. I don't know where you can gain 15 seconds over 6 laps. This was supposed to be a huge points day for Gator. This is probably the biggest race of the season for Gatorade, because the 3 guys ahead of him points missed the race. So there's a huge chance for him to catch up, get back in the playoff picture. And he's just running 6th. I mean, he got stage points. So he got 4 stage points so far. Moose got 14, Fly got 12, so that makes an 11-point lead. As Chris is only still a lap down. I mean, it could be worse. Like, he could have gotten less points. But this battle is going to start picking up as the laps wind down. Pit strategy will come into play. We're going to see who wins it. As Fly inside, Moose with the crossover. As there's Gator just reckless driving all over the place. Moose to the inside. Bandy's actually catching up. Bandy getting back into this race. I don't know where Self is at. Oh, the leaders spin each other. The leaders spun around. That really helped Bandy, and I don't know what Gatorade's even doing. Bandy's back into this race. Bandy's lagged so many times. Gatorade just sent Moose. Garrett gets his lap back. I know he's trying to pull for a caution. Gatorade gets a 2 or 3. Moose pulls away. As Gatorade gets the 2 or 3, I know he's trying to get a caution there. As Can Fly get back up to Moose after Gatorade hurt his own team. Gatorade might have costed his own team a win. That won't look good in the team meeting next week if Moose wins this. And here's the thing, Bandy actually has to pass him cleanly, which might be a problem for him. But Moose is just pulling away now. Because now Fly has to deal with Bandy. So this is perfect for Moose, trying to get the sweep of the day. Very boring race. I mean, actually been pretty exciting for a road course for the most part. Not a lot of chaos. As Fly pit. Bandy does not pit. So now here's the strategy. If Moose runs out of fuel again, I mean, Bandy's required to pit anyway. So Bandy, like, if Bandy has to pit no matter what because of fuel, he did get to merge, so I gave him an extra lap of fuel. I mean, everyone will probably end up pitting in this race. Besides Moose, maybe, if he can save enough. I mean, even if Moose saved enough, if he pit, I think he'd still be leading. Pit road will close with 1 lap to go. So you can't win the race on pit road. You can pit on the last lap, then try to come out and win. As Bandy has to pit. I don't know when he's going to pit. As where's Fly at? Fly's ahead of these cars, so they're back into this race unless he just had a horrible pit stop. Bandy can't just send his way to the win. He has to pit. Moose does not pit. He might have been trying to pit there. Bandy pits. So Moose is the only one left now. So it's going to be Moose versus himself, as these cars are all over the place. South hit Fly. That hurts Fly a lot. This Moose just has to run away. Bandy came out behind Fly. The battle for second is 4 cars. Moose loves to see it. I mean, he can't see it. He's a mile ahead of them. It's 3 cars now. Fly, I mean, it's 2 cars for second. Still, they did enough. South oversent the corner. Gatorade spun again. He's not getting a caution. And Gatorade might run out of fuel. Maybe he's trying to. Maybe let Chris beat him for once. Does Moose pit? As Fly pulling away. Moose. Does Moose pit? Moose does pit. It's gonna be Moose versus Fly the second they get off pit road. It's gonna be a dash. Does Fly? I think Fly might have beat Moose. Maybe. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be a battle. Fly got him off pit road. Moose lost so much time. Moose is 4th now. 2 laps to go. This is a race for the win. Moose got a pass on Bandy. South is now fighting with Fly for the lead. Fly hits the wall. Moose is now in 3rd. Can he get back up to the leaders? He has 1 lap and a half to do it. Fly and South hit the wall. Moose is right there. Now they're going to start driving reckless. Oh, time to play bumper cars. South sends it in on Fly. South leads. Flying South into the wall. All of them are right there. Coming to 1 lap to go. Fly hit the wall. Moose and South side by side. They all hit each other. Fly just pulling away now. Moose using team orders to just go and get Fly. Moose spun. Oh my goodness. I think Fly got this. Pulling away. Fly hits the wall. 1 lap to go. For Fly. White flag in the air. Trying to get 3 in a row. I mean, Storm is sort of in this. Fly just has to be clean. Moose will probably ask South to let him by. Moose spun again. Fly is definitely out of this race, I think. Fly has it. Does Fly choke it away? Moose and South are coming. South trying to win. His 2nd race of the season. Fly trying to win his 3rd race of the season. Fly won at Martinsville last week. He won the Daytona 500. Few turns to go. South is right there. What a turn from South. South is there. It's going to come down to the S's. Can Moose get back into this battle? Can South get back into this? South right there. Fly just has to keep on pushing. South is there. It's gonna come down to the finish. South is inside. Side by side, South put him in the wall. South takes the lead. Fly on his inside. 2 turns to go. South pulling away. Fly is there. So is Moose. Full send from South. In the final turn, Flighter was inside. They're way at the track. They both hit the wall. Drag race to the line. South wins at Coda. Moose gained a huge points lead. He says he doesn't. Moose gained 3 points on Fly. But South, what a finish. Photo finish at the line. In the end, South wins. South stole it. Moose tried to use his team orders to let Moose get the win. He shut down the server. Moose is upset right now. As South is gonna do his burnout. Stole it. Stole it from Flying Moose. South wins. The second race of the season. South is the race winner. He won Homestead and he wins Coda. That is it. South got the win. Thank you for watching. See you next week as we head to Rockingham.